On August 2nd, the city's east substation suffered a catastrophic event, maybe a lightning strike, and caught fire, knocking out power to more than 13,000 Leesburg Electric customers around 7:30 p.m. Crews worked through the night to restore power. Photos and videos captured the damage the substation took that night and circulated on social media. As a Leesburgian myself, I saw them and thought, we're in for a long, hot night. But my power was restored about 2 hours later, just before 10 p.m. In the August heat, I was grateful that my air conditioning was back up and running and I could get a good night's sleep. But I wondered, how did they restore power so fast? And today we're at the electric department, checking in with the team that helped get my AC working again. Brad Chase, the Leesburg Electric Utility Director, joins us now. Thanks for joining us, Brad.
Thank you so much.
Let's start with the basics. Generally, what does the Leesburg Electric Department do?
Well, the City of Leesburg Electric Department is classified as a distribution provider. That means we bring electric service to our 27,500 customers within our electric territory. We build and maintain, construct, and operate the electric infrastructure from our 5 substations all the way to the customer's meter.
And what happened on the night of August 2nd?
Well, around 7:30 at night, a transmission switch owned by Duke Energy experienced a catastrophic failure. And when it failed, it took out 3 of our 5 substations immediately. As you would assume, we had a lot of resources from City of Leesburg, from Duke Energy, from the fire department, all kind of descend upon East Substation. After they were able to ascertain what has been damaged, and they came up with a restoration plan to bring power back to those customers, we are able to bring back 2 of the 3 impacted substations in about an hour and a half, and through transmission switching. And the final substation, we had to field switch everything because that's where the damage was concentrated. So we had to pick up everything through our neighboring sources.
Gotcha. How did you make sure you and your team stayed safe?
Well, safety is built into our culture here at the electric department. So, when we arrived on site as Duke, as the fire department, we were quick to do a safety inspection to see what has damaged, what has failed. We report our findings back to our operations center. Duke reported their findings back to their operations center. The collaboration between Duke and the city of Leesburg, we were able to share information and come up with a restoration plan that was then kind of pushed down to all of the distribution field personnel to go out and start putting customers back into power.
Brad, thank you for meeting with us today.
My pleasure.
All right. Up next, we're going to talk with Greg David, the Deputy Director of Leesburg Electric and the Superintendent. He's going to talk to us a little bit about communication between agencies during the event. Greg, thank you so much for being here today. Teamwork played a big part in your success that night. How did you coordinate with other agencies to get power restored?
Well, we worked with the fire department to allow them to get in and put the fire out, and we worked with Duke Energy trying to get the transmission line back up so we could get our customers back on.
Can you explain what field switching is and how you did it in this case?
Field switching is where you use other circuits from other substations and make those connections back to the sub so you can try to restore power to the failed part of the grid.
And are there any other repairs that need to be done to the substation?
There's quite an extensive work that has to be done at the substation due to the catastrophic failure of the transmission breaker, but most of that work is going to be on Duke Energy's side. And we're coordinating with Duke Energy to do field switching again to make parts of the substation de-energized so they can make those repairs.
Greg, thank you so much for being here. And now Chris Adkins, Deputy Director of Leesburg Electric Ops and Technical Services, joins us. Thank you so much for being here, Chris. How many people were without power and for how long?
We had about 13,800 customers that were out of power. We had about 9,800 that were back on in about 2 hours, and the other 4,000 were back on in about 5 hours.
Can you walk me through how you decided what needed to be done to restore power and how you executed that plan?
Well, it was a couple of things that went on. Because we get our power from Duke Energy Transmission, because that power coming into our substations was down, we first had to help Duke Energy and coordinate with them and communicate with them about how they could isolate their equipment that was damaged, and then also to restore the power to our substations.
I talked with Greg a little bit ago about teamwork. Can you elaborate on how you communicated with other agencies to get the power restored?
Communication and coordination in the electrical industry is really important. It keeps everybody safe, keeps the line workers safe, as well as the public. So for communication, we have an operations center here, and Duke Energy also has an operations center, and we have direct lines of communication, both Duke to us and us to Duke, and we're able to talk with them about what's going on. And part of that communication helps us to restore it efficiently and as quickly as we can, and also keep everybody safe.
Chris, thanks again for joining us, and thanks for your quick work on a hot August night.
Thank you.
To report an electric outage or leave a message concerning your outage, please call 1-833-223-1313. And to view the City of Leesburg's electric outage map, please visit the city's website at leesburgflorida.gov.